everyone, Alexa here from the blog theduvallhomestead.com, and today I'm going to share with you a third trimester baby update. So if you're just now tuning into my channel, I have shared an update for my first and second trimester with this pregnancy. This is my first pregnancy, and it's exciting to take you along with me as I prepare for what I think is one of the most beautiful and greatest things you could ever do in your life. So what has the third trimester been like? It has been honestly amazing. It has been my favorite trimester so far. A lot of people say that the second trimester is the best one because you don't feel nauseous like the first trimester and you're not big, and people say the third trimester you're so big. I would like to disagree because I actually don't mind the discomfort. I am uncomfortable, I am really big, but for whatever reason I feel like I'm more myself than I was in my first and even my second trimester. So I'm loving it. It's also kind of energizing because you know that the end is near and you're going to get to meet your baby soon. So I'm feeling happy and energetic and excited because I am 37 weeks at the time that this video will come out, and so it's very exciting to be kind of at the final stage. I've been looking forward to this since last November when we found out we were pregnant. You don't know the gender. We wanted to be surprised. I think it'll be a wonderful surprise to finally meet who's in my belly and who's been in my belly for the last 9 months. I can't believe I'm going to meet the baby. It's very surreal considering this is my first birth. I don't know what that's going to feel like, and I think it will be just very life-changing to see your own child for the first time. We've had only one ultrasound. We had it at the 20-week mark, and you really can't see much with the ultrasound. We did it just to confirm that there weren't multiple babies in me, just to make sure we knew what we were dealing with, but we are thinking about names, but not that much, to be honest. We are kind of spontaneous people, so we don't have a plan for a name yet. We have some ideas, but I'm assuming by the time the birth rolls around we will have a few boy and a few girl names and pick one. If not, I think that we will see the baby and know. That's just how we roll. There are some things that come with pregnancy that I'm looking forward to not dealing with as much when I have the baby, and those things are better sleep. Well, I guess I should caveat that. I understand that sleep will be difficult even with the baby because of nursing, but I will say it's hard to sleep at all with such a big belly because it's painful kind of no matter what you do. However, I have found ways to make it easier. If you are newly pregnant and watching this video, I will say that I didn't believe people when they said you need to have a bunch of pillows on both sides of you and stack it up. I was like, that sounds ridiculous, but it is actually quite true. I have found that having a pillow between your legs, and not just your knees, but from your hips all the way to your toes, maybe 2 pillows or one big one, really helps. Also having a pillow in front of you to snuggle with your arms so that your elbow is supported also helps. And then another pillow on your back, just kind of to tuck it in so that your back is supported. That's what I do. Some people buy these big pregnancy pillows. I didn't want that because I just didn't feel like we had the space for it. It's just too big for me, but just find what works for you, and if you are really uncomfortable when you're sleeping, then try something new. The other thing I'm looking forward to once the baby is actually out of me is being able to eat more regularly. Right now I have to eat kind of smaller meals. I'm still eating fantastic. I'm eating a lot. I'm eating so much food, in fact. But because your intestines are all squished right here, I've never experienced that before, but it's hard to eat because there's nowhere for the food to go, really. So it's quite funny. So I'm excited for my stomach to be back to normal so I can eat regularly again. So we had a baby shower. It was really nice. We had friends and family here. I wasn't really even planning on doing a baby shower for a long time because I figured we don't need anything for a baby. I have myself and my husband, but I'm actually really glad we did because we don't have things like strollers and bigger items like that. I also got some hand-me-downs from my parents and John's parents, which were so special. We got baptismal outfits for boys and girls. We got John's old clothing and some really cute stuff that I'm just so excited to use if we have a boy. John's parents kept quite a bit of things, and I can see us putting these bonnets on, and I just think it's so special that that is what he wore when he was a baby, and so we will keep those for sure. My midwife appointment, I just had one yesterday and it went really well. My vitals are good, the baby's vitals are good, we are healthy as far as we know. We always feel the baby's position whenever the midwife is here, and the baby is head down and very scrunched up. We could feel the shoulders and kind of the legs at the very top of my belly. And I think that's why it probably hurts whenever I eat, because there's feet right up here by my ribs. I will start seeing the midwife just about every week from here on out because we are getting so close. I have been doing a lot of prep for a home birth and preparing to birth the baby on my own as much as possible. And you might hear that and think that that's crazy, and you might be someone who would just so rather be in a hospital and just be put under and not even be aware of the birth. But I am just the complete opposite. I want to be able to do everything on my own as consciously as possible. And so that's what my plan is, and I'm very lucky that I found a midwife who supports that. What I'm most excited about to have the baby at home is the fact that I will be in our own bedroom and our own bathroom, and that my family can be downstairs. We can have people near but not in the same room if we don't want. And I'm able to move freely however I need to. If you're someone who's curious about home birth and why someone would choose that as opposed to a hospital, I will leave a few resources in the description below and links that you can read more into. But another big benefit of birthing from home is that you don't have to be sent home from the hospital if you are not very far along when you first get there in labor. Another benefit is you don't have to be continually monitored. You don't have to stay at the hospital longer than you'd like to stay. Of course, there are reasons that happens at hospitals, and for a good reason, but oftentimes it also happens for no medically necessary reason. So assuming that I am healthy and the baby's healthy and there are no complications, we want to just be home and be comfortable. So that's what we have been working towards for the whole pregnancy. I'm also making a lot of home remedies to use during the birth, which is exciting because when you're at a hospital, you don't have any control of what is going on you usually. So I'm making some creams and serums and some stuff to use during the birth to make it easier for myself. In some ways to make it more relaxing, maybe just cooling, maybe warming, maybe for my skin, things like that. So I'm in the process of making a lot of those products now. I will share some recipes on my blog soon for some of the creams and lotions I've used. I just want to make sure that they are working correctly before I share them. For example, I have a cream that I've used the whole pregnancy and I haven't had a single stretch mark, which I know can be hereditary, but I haven't seen or felt any skin irritation in my whole pregnancy because of the lotion that I've made for myself. So I will definitely be sharing that one. And then when I make the baby ones, I'll let you know as well. Okay, I think I covered it. I think this will be my last video until the baby is born that is baby related other than a nursery reveal. I'll still try to get out my regular content about farm to table recipes and other homemade natural living. But I wanted to make sure I filmed this because as it gets closer, I don't want to miss out. And then of course I will give you a special announcement when the baby is born. Now I'll give you a look at my big belly. Alright, well if you're brand new to my page, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like us on Facebook. Every week I post new farm-to-table recipes and homemade natural living, and some natural baby stuff in there too, on the blog at theduvallhomestead.com. Thank you so much for stopping by the Duvall Homestead.